Hi Virgo, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol. Virgo, this is going to be a general reading for mid-month October 2024. And in today's reading, we're going to be doing a check-in. So we're going to start off by looking for a pattern that's showing up in your life for healing right now. Now, patterns are really important because it kind of gives us an indication of what's coming up for healing, and they keep coming back unless we break them. So, and that's why it's really important to do the work that we're doing in the second part of this reading, and that's the shadow work. Because in our shadow, which is our adolescence, our childhood, there's something that's coming up for healing from that we have kind of repressed, that we've put it away when we were a child because it was just too painful. And now it's coming up for you as an adult to heal. And so we're going to be doing shadow work. And if you're not familiar with the term shadow work or shadow, I've left a really good video for you in my description box below. And it's all about facing your own shadow. And it's called My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Healing, to doing shadow work. I've only said that word 3,000 times. My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Shadow Work. And it's a video that I've done, and it's on my other channel called Carol Cares, where I have a lot of other videos for your healing journey. So, then in the last part of, I told you it was from my other channel, Carol Cares. Okay. And then the last part of my, of this reading, it's going to be some advice from the tarot as how you can start to begin to heal this, right? It's a journey. So we're just going to look at where do we begin to heal this. And so to start off with, I'm going to be using the Curious Travels Tarot deck. It's a new deck for me, so I might, have a bit of trouble with some of the pictures on there, but I'm learning them. And then the Tarot Vintage is going to be also going to be clarifying these 3 cards I pick. And then, so the last thing I want to say is I'm offering personal readings if you'd like, and there's about 7 of them. I just added a new one to it. So there's a link in my description box and in the comments section below if you want to have go and have a look at my Yellow Cardinal tarot page on my Carol Cares website. And there's a description of the readings with the prices. And just you can look at that if you're interested. So let's begin by asking the tarot for 1 card for Virgo. That is going to show the pattern that's showing up in their life for healing. All right, so 1 card, please, for Virgo. Well, we wanted 2 to come out. So we got the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords. And the 2 of Cups. I'm taking a look at them while I put them out here. The 2 of Cups. And how about what aspect, what's coming up from the shadow that's driving or impacting this pattern that's showing up in, I'm going to put those back in. Wasn't really looking at them. In Virgo's life right now. Let's see. Wasn't convinced that they wanted to come out right away. Sometimes they do. Instead, they wanted to give you the Death card and the 2 of Swords. What advice does the tarot have for Virgo? What advice does the tarot have for Virgo? 1 card. The 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so let's clarify. These are all pre-shuffled before. So let's clarify these. This 10 of Wands here and the 2 of Cups. These 2 cards, maybe 3 cards. See what comes out. Oh, that one's really bent here. So you get the 5 of swords in reverse. Okay, so I bent the heck out of it. I was like, okay, I guess that one wants to come out. One more card. Okay, Justice card. And Death card and the 2 of Swords here. The Empress. And one more. 10 of Cups. And 4 of Pentacles. Tell me some more about that one. Let me see if there's another one here that wants to come out. Okay, so you have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse, which is interesting because that clarifies the 4 of Pentacles upright. And then you have the 9 of Wands in reverse and the 7 of Wands. Okay, so what's the pattern that's showing up in your life right now? You start off with the 10 of Swords clarified by the 2 of Cups. So the 10 of Swords here, you look at this individual. Very much done in by these swords, right? And it's the last card of the sword, of the pip cards in the swords suit. And what are swords? Well, swords are mental thoughts. You know how we can really spin and tell ourselves things all the time, and we hear things, we try to shut it off, and these are this is what you tell yourself. But look what it's doing to you. And it's doing it to you again, so it's come up again where you're just like, you're hearing all these things, and they're not good things. They're things like, you know, because I can see here that you, because of this 5 of Swords card coming up here, they're not a lot of nice things. And believe it or not, these things sometimes that we tell ourselves that are not nice are things that we were told when we were younger. Things that people said to us when we were younger. We just don't make this up. But if we keep telling ourselves these things about how unworthy we are and how much of a piece of crap we are and we don't deserve things, but look what it's doing to you here. It's really done you in. And that's coming, that period of, you know, where you're just really doing a lot of spinning in your head and telling yourself all these things. It's coming up again. And right behind it is the 2 of Cups. And the 2 of Cups is, it's the beginning of the cup suit almost. You know, the Ace is here. Here's an offer for you. But the 2 of Cups is our emotions. And it's just the beginning here. And look at these two, I guess they're snakes here. They're just so intertwined. It's almost like they've become tangled in one here. And so, you know, oftentimes, you know, in the Rider-Waite deck, it looks like it's an exchange of cups where people might interpret as, you know, this intimate partner's coming in for you that's finally going to, you know, understand who you are and come and save you or whatever it is, you know. But this speaks about something different here. I mean, I'll interpret it as that. It's a very intimate card, but it's the intimacy that you experience with yourself. It's the beginning of having, of really getting to know who you are. The beginning. Because right here, it's like these swords here that you have that are doing you in. I mean, you believe that to be you. You really, really believe that this is true about yourself. And here's this beginning card here going, well, but you're just at the 2. It's like this is what you've learned when you're of who you are, but you're only at the 2. You have to go to 10. And so there's just so much more there for you to get to know about yourself. This is not you, but you're thinking it's you. Like you're convinced yourself that this is you. All these thoughts in your head coming up again. Well, if they're coming up again, it must be me. I keep thinking that this is me, right? But it's just the beginning. There's so much more out there for you to explore about yourself. And here's this card that got all bent out of shape here. And it's the 5 of Swords with this individual here in an upright position. He's very smug, right? He's like he's got away with something. Those clouds are so jagged, like it's like it's a little bit sketchy here. There's something going on that I don't trust, and there is, because right in the background here, there's this individual here. I call this my bullying card. It's like there's some bullying that went on. It's like there's some, and he's hiding his face here, and so it's like there's this shame that has been given to this younger. I mean, bullies bully because they have shame to give away, and so they just give it to their victim. And it's in reverse here because there's a resistance to you on your part to looking at your shame, and your shame is behind all of this stuff here you've been told, all of these false things that were told to you when you're younger, the shame that was literally given to you. And I call it the shittiest motion you could probably have, because it just feels like crap, and you just don't feel right in your body. You just feel yucky. That's shame. And it's blocked here. And there's a part of you that wants to bring this into balance and get to the truth. Get to the truth of who you are. This is like a universal card here coming in going like, you're going to continue to believe this? Are you going to continue to believe this bullshit that people told you when you were younger? Look what it's done to you. Look what it's doing to you. It keeps on, it's knocking you down. And so, you'll get back up on your feet, and it just keeps coming up again and coming up again. But it's time to bring justice to this. Like it's time to get to the truth about this, right? Because the shame that you have, that you've been carrying, is not yours. All this stuff that people told you, it's not yours. And so let's go to your shadow right now. Let's do some shadow work and find out what went on when you were a child. What's happening here? Well, you start off with the death card that's clarified by the Two of Swords here. And so what's the death mean? Like, and normally the death card talks about there's when it's not in your shadow, it talks about like things that have to go in your life, things that we've let go of, people we need to let go of, and so and I'm seeing here as a child, then like, you were let go, or some not supported, people weren't there to support you, and maybe people walked away, maybe there was an important individual in your life that walked away from you, and so there's some like abandonment, some walking away. That's painful stuff. And when that happens to you, well, you have no choice here. You have no choice. This is a choice card. You have no choice but to think that you're unworthy, that you don't matter. Well, they walked away. Somebody walked away from me, then that must mean they don't love me. They've walked away here. And that's where your shame is coming from. That's where this shitty thing is coming from right here. And all these things right here that you're telling yourself that, that you've picked up from this incident or incidents, whatever it was, that it's a general reading here. All these thoughts about yourself, I don't matter, I don't belong, no one loves me. Those are all the things you're telling yourself. All that stuff you collected when you were younger because, well, you had no choice. You had no choice when you were younger, because that's what you were told, basically, and what people showed you is what, that's what you grasped from all of this, and that's what you kind of collected. And then the Empress card comes in here, and the Empress card talks about it's a universal force here. See, the third card in the Major Arcana, it's the second half of the feminine energy in the Major Arcana. And this particular Empress talks about being in her body. And she's all about being in her body and getting in our body and feeling all our emotions. Not something that you could do when you were younger. I see here that this Two of Swords told me that you went straight up in your head when you were younger. And that's what happens when we have these big things that happen to us when you're younger, and we can't deal with those big emotions like shame. We will go right up in our head. We have no choice. We go right up in our head. And to be able to stay in our body as a young child, when we have these big, huge emotions, we can't do it. And so that's why we end up going up in our heads. We don't stay in our body. Our emotions are in our body. And that's where we have to go to feel these emotions. That's where you're needing to go for sure, because you're very much in your head. Because you learned when you were a young child to stay up here, because that's a safe spot, to stay up in our heads. And yet you have this range of emotions here. You have that right at the end, right in your shadow here. Here's all these emotions that you were supposed to feel. Here's all of them that you were supposed to feel, but you couldn't. You couldn't, because that's all blocked by what happened to you here. So many of these emotions you could not feel. And that's why you feel all done in by these thoughts that people showed you when you were younger, right? And so how do you begin to feel this shame that's up here that you need to feel, all these emotions, so that you can, get how do you get out of your head? How do you get back in your body to feel those emotions? Well, the first one here is this, it's interesting because it's clarified by the Four of Pentacles in a reverse, but in an upright position. The Four of Pentacles speaks about, this is a miser card, and this talks about holding on to things, holding on to attachments. It talks about and what are these things that you're holding on to? What are these big emotions that you're holding on to? It wants you to turn that upside down. It wants you to let go. It wants you to release. The universe, or the tarot, wants you to release these emotions. And you do that. I mean, the Pentacles itself is all about the body. It's about our self-worth. It's about grounding ourselves. It's about getting back into our body, because you need to release this. It's time to let it go. Time to let it go. Because, look at this Nine of Wands here. This individual that's in battle here. Look what it's done. Look at these wands that you've been carrying all your life. Look what it's done. It's like you've put up this wall around you where no one can touch you now. Well, all you have to do is just stay up in your head. And then you put this wall around you. No one can. But it's not about people touching you. It's about you now. It's about you now getting back into your body and feeling this yucky shame and all these things that people told you about yourself. And here's the Seven of Wands here. Now, this is an interesting card, one of my favorite in the deck. It reminds me of myself on this journey, this healing journey. Sometimes this healing journey says we've got to go a little bit alone here. It really is a lonely journey. And I don't know what this means for you, but I know that, maybe you're surrounded by people that aren't supporting you. Maybe you're having a hard time letting this go because there's people, it could mean a few things. There's people that are not wanting to support you or not validating you on your own healing journey here. When you start to go on this healing journey like myself, all I ever wanted to do was heal. That's it. I had no idea I had complex trauma. I knew there was something wrong, but I wanted to heal, like badly. And so I went out on my own saying I'm healing, and announced it to my family of origin, and they tried to pull me back down. And they didn't want that because they're not dealing with their own stuff. And so maybe you're dealing with people that aren't dealing with their own stuff around you. And this card is saying, this is a journey we have to take alone sometimes, and we have to really create space between ourselves and other people around us, especially if they're not supporting and validating us, because it's almost impossible. It's very difficult to do this journey when you are maybe this is you right now. Maybe you're surrounded by people right now that are continuing to make you feel unworthy. That could be your case too. And that's why this is coming up saying, sometimes this journey is a journey you take alone, because this is the journey of support and validation. And maybe it's time for you to seek out, validation, but you get your main validation from yourself. And I also work with a trauma coach because that's the only person that understands my stuff. But yeah, so I'm not sure what this means for you. That could mean, like I said, a few things where maybe you're needing to go off on your own, because you really do need to let this shame go. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you, Virgo, a playlist on shame. And I'm also going to give you your link, your October 2024 reading if you haven't had a chance to see that one as well. And I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're working through. This is a very difficult journey, but it's the most important one in your life. So take care, and I'll see you in November. Bye.